What was your first impression of Yosemite?
It was an amazing deal for me, very emotional actually still when I talk about it or think about it. I drove into Yosemite Valley up what was then the Priest Grade, really steep, windy road. And I had never been on a road like that before, and it was raining very, very hard. I mean, my old wipers weren't doing it, and I thought I was driving on that road. I thought, if I go off this road, nobody has any idea where I am. And this is way before cell phones, and my parents didn't know what route I was taking, and I took 2 weeks to get out there just to see the country. But by the time I drove into the valley was all socked in, and it was just at dusk. And so I went into the valley and ended up with not knowing where to go, of course. So I ended up at the lodge. I said, I'm working here. And they said, well, do you know who you're working for? I said, yeah, Park Service. So they called the park dispatch. And JT Reynolds came and picked me up and brought me over to the Ranger Club where I was staying. And JT and I have been friends ever since. So that night, it was still raining, and I didn't have any idea where I was other than in this old log structure, small room. And I woke up in the middle of the night because it sounded like somebody was strangling babies out in front of my window and I had never heard coyotes before, and they had made a kill of some sort. Now I recognize the sound well, but I didn't then. It was spine tingling for me then. I never did go back to sleep, so I was up and moving around before the sun came up. And I don't know why, but I don't even remember looking out the window. But I walked out of the Ranger Club just as the sun was coming up and the clouds were breaking up, and there's the falls right there. You could hear it. And there was snow halfway down the valley floor, and it was, it was just spectacular. I had no idea a place like that existed. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. And there you were going to be working there.
Yeah, I've spent all day walking around with my head up, and I finally got on the shuttle, and I never ate breakfast, never stopped for lunch, just went from one place to another, and finally ended up finding a place to eat dinner, and still stayed out the whole day and watched the moonrise. I mean, it was just crazy beautiful. I just never, I couldn't get enough of it, and it still affects me that way today.